Hello, I'm 3 years off all meds, and I thought I would make a video to send an update. I can see that I look very tired today, but um, it's just Christmas break, and I start back up at school on Monday, so I'm trying to catch up on sleep and just rest and take it easy. Basically, I have lots of other videos if you want to see my history and the progression of healing. Just click on my name below, and there's older videos. So I'll just make like a quick synopsis of my story in case you haven't seen those older videos. But basically, I was on various medications for 13 years for post traumatic stress, anxiety, depression, sleep, panic attacks, stuff like that. And at one point, I was on 17 medications at the same time. Totally medical malpractice, if you ask me, and they fried my brain. But so at a certain point, I decided I wanted to know what I felt like underneath the medications, and it was almost like I couldn't tell like what was me, what was the side effect, what was symptoms of anxiety, like what was what. So I approached the doctor and I said I want off of all this crap, and basically the last three drugs that I tapered were Effexor, then Cymbalta, and then my last drug was Ativan. Well, Klonopin to Ativan, and then I tapered Ativan. I got down to 1 milligram, and it was like all hell broke loose. So then the doctor told me to take more, and I did that, and then it got even worse. And then I ended up having to cold turkey because of extreme suicidal thoughts and urges. So that happened on January 4th, 2016. Life isn't real, like all these crazy thoughts, this is what happened 3 years ago, like when it all started. It was just like a switch flipped, and I was in hell. I don't know. So I had things like head pressure where it felt like my skull was being squeezed from, like being pushed from the inside, like my brain was swelling or something. I had sensations like my spine was going to break. So like I had this constant need to lay down. Like there was so much, I don't know, like my spinal cord was swelling or something. I have no idea what was happening to me. I had like pins and needles in my face, numbness in my legs, burning sensations in my legs, frequent urination. Let me think of more. I still have really bad vision problems. I'll get to what I have now later, but I'm just telling you at my worst. Like I couldn't sleep for more than 20 minutes. I didn't sleep for 4 hours until I was 11 months off. Um, Scared to eat, scared to move, seeing things out of the corner of my eye. Um, there were times where I just laid under a blanket and just like, please don't let me die, please don't let me die, and then would count my heartbeats. Like, absolutely could not have any visual, audio, any kind of stimuli. Just like lay under a blanket and don't move for hours. I would listen to like meditation to try to calm my nervous system down even 1%, and like of course it hardly ever worked. But it was really really rough. I'm not gonna lie, like really really rough. And if you watch my earlier videos, I really don't even say how bad it was because I was in it. You know what I mean? And there was almost like this fear that if I like admitted how bad it really was, that I was really gonna die. Like I couldn't take much more suffering, and um, so it's like in hindsight, I can talk about it more. It's not as traumatic because when you're in it, it's like you can't even hardly verbalize how shitty you feel. So yeah. What else? Let me think. Any major stuff? I mean, I've ringing in the ears. Trying to go down. Muscle stiffness, pain for no reason, like in my arms, my legs, my feet. Hip pain, muscle pain, benzo belly, which is basically like your belly just like swells for no reason. It would swell from drinking water. Like I would look like I was 9 months pregnant. Weight gain, I've gained 50 pounds from this experience. Low testosterone, it messed up my, what's that called? Triglycerides were high, my cholesterol was high. They're all pretty normal now. My vitamin D was extremely low. It was an 8 when I came off the medication. Oh God, I don't know. Fear of people, fear of leaving the house. I had agoraphobia for 18 months, probably a little longer than that. I mean, it's still not the greatest. It's not like I'm afraid to go out. It's just that going out is overstimulating, you know? Okay, so that's like what it was at its worst. I'd say the first 6 months were the worst for sure. And then I still had really bad intrusive thoughts, obsessive thinking, um, like suicidal, scary, just Stephen King and Satan in your brain until like 18 to 22 months, which is a really, really long time. And usually people don't, it's not that long. So I'm so glad it's gone. And it's like a huge relief to be gone. But, you know, I held on to, a lot of people would say, like, oh, it's just bad the first year. It's just bad the first 18 months. And then, like, I hit those markers and then I, like, still had the symptom. And I'm like, what in the hell? So, I mean, I always just told myself, like, this is part of coming off the drug. Your brain is normalizing. What else? That, you know, you're going to get better. It just takes time. You know, this is all temporary. It's not forever. Nothing is permanent. There's so many people that have healed before you. So, yeah, what did I do to get through those hard times? Basically, oh God, let me even think about it. Most of the time it was down to 1 second at a time. Like, what am I going to do this 1 second to stay alive? Sometimes was not, sometimes I'd totally freak out and just start walking down the street. Like, I just have to get out of this house. Or I would sit in my car and cry. Or I would go under my blanket and put my head under the blanket and cry. Or I would take a really, really hot shower or a really, really cold shower. Or I'd put my hands under the hot water. Because the depersonalization, derealization was pretty bad for me. I'd squeeze my wrists. I would try to like sit on my legs, like put pressure on my legs. God, what else? I don't know. Sometimes the clothes hurt to touch my skin, or sweat would hurt. Other times, I think I was so out of it because I didn't really read a lot in the groups until I was about 4 months off. That I was so desperate that I would like do like really intense, heavy exercise to try to like burn off some of that akathisia energy. And of course, like it never worked. If anything, I think it made it worse. But I mean, I tried everything, and it doesn't matter what you try. You just have to like get through it. And like I just kept telling myself to stay alive. Like if I stay alive, my body will figure this out. Just like you just have to get through it, you know. So anyway, that's the best I could tell you. I ate what I could eat. Like sometimes I would eat a banana. I'd say the first 6 months, literally my diet was like grilled cheese and tomato soup, protein bars, bananas, Greek yogurt, smoothies, like the yogurt smoothies that come pre-made, like because I couldn't cook for myself until I was 11 months off or so. So I mean I could barely even stand up at the stove. It was pretty bad. So anything I could eat quickly, you know what I mean? Like chicken soup, you just pour it in a stove and it's $1 and that's it, you know. Anything that I could do like that, like to make my life easier. Ate. So I would make myself leave the house sometimes just to go to get the mail. I did take one college class, which was absolute hell on earth with all these symptoms. And in hindsight, I was nuts to even think I could do that, but I did it. And I really would just sit on my hands. I had brought ice packs to school and would sit on them. It was not good, man. Benzo withdrawal is no joke. Like cold turkey. Oh my god, especially hell on earth. So anyway, I'd say so. I'll like bring you fast forward. So there is a video about 17 months off, and I think around that point was when I started thinking like. First, I got really like scared. Like this is permanent. This is gonna last forever. I have no hope. I had pretty bad depression about it, like depressive feelings about it. Like this is really bad, you know. And then I just felt like things started to ease up a little bit. Less anxiety, less agoraphobia, less problems talking to people. I could actually hold a conversation. I wouldn't get all freaked out. Easier to do things, you know. And so like everything has gradually eased off. I am not by any means healed. I wish I could tell you that I was healed at 3 years off, but I don't say this to scare you or anything because some people just have more damage. I was on multiple medications. I had multiple cold turkeys. I can't expect to be normal like quickly, you know. I'm 39 years old, so I'm a little bit older. I feel like young people definitely heal quicker. But I don't want to scare you to say that I'm 3 years off, and so like look how bad I have it. So that means you're gonna have it bad or something. Because like you can't compare yourself to anyone. I thought I'd be healed within 6 months. Like it didn't happen, you know. And it kind of helped me to be like, okay, you're gonna heal in 6 months. Okay, well maybe not 6 months, but maybe a year. You know, I would just do it in like 6 month chunks. I still do it like that. Like okay, by next summer I'm gonna feel a lot better. And it's true. Like every 6 months you feel a lot better, better and better and better. You know. So it's absolutely worth it because like now I'm having feelings and I actually enjoy going out to do things and it's not like a struggle. I don't have agoraphobia. I fly all over the country. I do all kinds of really cool things. I'm a full-time student. It's not easy. Like I'm in pain constantly. My sleep is pretty crappy. I wake up like 2 or 3 times a night. I still have like weight gain that I'm trying to get rid of, and it's just like not going anywhere. What else? I do have like probably a higher anxiety level than I would have otherwise if I didn't take any of these medications in the first place. What else? I still can get pretty scared, like on an airplane or a bridge. I have really bad vision problems that I'm actually going to physical therapy for. I'm Part of me is kind of not convinced it's all benzo related. I'm not sure, and I don't think I'll ever know. But I see like when I go like this in front of my face, I see a bunch of hands instead of like one smooth hand. LED lights are absolute hell. I see things in slow motion, like ceiling fans and hubcaps, and it sounds freaking crazy to me to even say it, but like that's what I experience. My body or my brain like gets freaked out, like going up in a high building, anything with depth perception, escalators, elevators, walking down the stairs. It's like my brain just can't handle any kind of visual input. So sometimes in the middle of the night, I get nystagmus, which is like your eyes bounce up and down. What else? I see static, so like there's visual snow. Anyway, so I'm doing physical therapy for that. She said some people heal from it, some people don't, but she sees it with concussions, and I have had a few concussions in my history, so it could be from that. I don't know. Okay, so what else? What do I have left right now? Right now, I have. Okay, but wait, keep in mind, I'm fully functional. I fly all over the country all the time. I speak in front of people. I go to school full time. I am an intern. I have a 4.0 grade point average. So, like, it ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's always there, and I try to ignore it. And honestly, the school and traveling and all that is a distraction from it. Because I am pretty sure there's different kinds of people in withdrawal. Like some people want to stay home and nurse themselves and take care of themselves the best they can, and that is great, and like that works for them. And their symptoms keep them in the house. But for me, my symptoms were so elevated and like full of energy that I probably would have paced had I stayed home all the time. Like I could not. It's like I have to go all the time. You know what I mean? Or like I have to be doing something or distracting. And when I have days off and I sit at home, it actually makes my symptoms worse. Okay. So there's just different people and people handle their symptoms differently. So for me, handling my symptoms was to keep myself busy and distracted and to have too much time to even think about it, you know, which is a good thing and a bad thing because I'm probably adding to my stress and slowing my healing down. I don't know. Anyway, so what I have left from right now, I'm going to go from head to toe and tell you exactly what. So sometimes I wake up with pains in my head, pretty sharp pain. I do have a little dental pain. If I eat caffeine or something, I'll get migraines, pretty bad, like vertigo attacks. I've had to go to the ER one time. I did not let them give me any medications. And then another time I had to have a friend pick me up from work because I literally could not move my head without the entire room spinning. So I do get that from stress or not eating or not sleeping well or drinking anything with like hot chocolate or chocolate will cause something like that. Okay, so I have tension in my back. my spine, my lower back is pretty painful, like all the time. If I wear deodorant, I get lymph node swelling in my armpits, so that kind of sucks. I can't wear deodorant. I've tried about 50 kinds, they don't work. I do get heart palpitations every once in a while. Recently, I went to a very small dive bar with friends from high school that I hadn't seen in like 12 years, and the music was really loud. And I kept thinking while I was there, like, this music is too loud. Like, it's going to affect me. I just know it. And sure enough, that night, I started getting heart palpitations, and it literally felt like there was a fish, like a wet fish, in my chest, like flopping around, you know? And it lasted probably 2 weeks, and it was really scary. And I thought, like, I need to go to the hospital. And then I just kept telling myself, like, yeah, I'm just sensitive to stress. Like, it just pissed off my nervous system for whatever reason. I don't know. So anyway, that's gone for now. Okay, belly. Weight gain is so bad. So I started intermittent fasting. I have seen a little bit of weight loss in the last 2 weeks, so I feel like that might be helping me. I just get weird pains in organs, like randomly. Like one day my gallbladder will hurt, the next day it's my liver, the next day it's like my ovaries, the next, it's like random and stupid, and I don't have any hunger signals, and I feel like no, or my stomach doesn't make noises. Like I don't have stomach growling. What else? Let's see. Frequent urination is still a problem. I wake up probably 2 to 3 times a night. I have pain in my hips and in my left elbow and both of my feet. And really, it feels like my muscles are too tight. So, like, when I stretch, like, when I go to one side to, like, stretch my hip, it, like, feels like I'm ripping a muscle. What else? My feet, it's almost like a burning feeling on the bottom of my feet when I walk to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's really bad in the middle of the night. Otherwise, it's like bad when I first get up or when I first walk. Honestly, it's like a feeling like you have too much lactic acid built up. Like if you work out and you get really sore, it's because you have lactic acid around your muscles, like trying to fix them or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but it's like it feels like there's like some kind of acid buildup when I sit too long or when I lay down or when I sleep, and then when I wake up or when I get up from sitting, it's like makes everything worse, or makes it painful. I don't know. So I don't know what's going on with uric acid or lactic acid or whatever, or muscle stiffness, but it's like all connected. I don't know. Okay, so cognitive stuff. Keep in mind I do have a 4.0 GPA. Okay, but I'm pretty sure, like, I was gifted my whole life, like from being a kid, like from second grade or something. I was always in gifted education, so I could stand to reason that like my brain was already like pretty good before this happened, which is why I don't have trouble like getting good grades. But here's what I experienced as far as cognition and problems like that. Okay, like this executive functioning is what it's called, but basically, like, if I read a book and then I have to watch a video about the same subject, I have a really hard time putting those two different thoughts together. And if I read something within like 20 minutes, I totally forget what I just read. Like I couldn't even tell you. I could maybe say it's about women and health or something, but that's like about it. Could I tell you like what it said or even a quote, or I just like I lose it really quick. Okay. So I also have problems with, I can't sit and watch TV, can't watch a movie. It's like I have the attention span of a squirrel. Like I have a 10 seconds, attention span. When I do homework for school, I have to read for 10 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, now I have to do something. And like usually I'll check my phone, or like I'll get up and go to the bathroom, or I'll go to the kitchen and get a drink. So it's like I have to work in like these little spurts, like 10 minutes, and then I'm like totally distracted for 20, and then I work for 10 more minutes, and then I'm distracted for an hour. So like for me to read something takes forever. Okay, my vision problems also affect my reading. So it's like any of those eye movements that you need to read, it makes me really tired, and sometimes I get agitated and I can't read, and then I can't comprehend what I'm reading. So needless to say, school has been like doubly hard, and I think that's why I have A's, because I have to try so hard to just even get what I'm supposed to be doing. And I have to tape record some of my classes and listen to the directions again and again and again, and then I have to email the teacher or call the teacher and be like, hey, can you please explain this part? So it's like I have to do all these other compensatory strategies just to get my work done. But when I do that, of course the work is good because I had to try so hard to get all the information, you know? So it's like super hard. Fatigue. Wait, so did I cover all the cognition? Yeah, I get memory lapses here and there. Like the weirdest thing I think that happens is I will be looking for, like, say my keys or something. Like I need to find my keys. I need to find my keys. And then, well, keys is not a good idea. How about a credit card? Okay, I put this credit card. I know I put it somewhere in my house because I was trying to hide it from myself or like keep it away from me or whatever. It's not in my wallet, so like I have to find it. And then I will look in the entire house for hours, you know? And then like I can't find it, so I just give up. And then like 2 weeks later, like in a calm moment or something, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, Angie, you put it in your glove box." And I'm like, "How did I look for that for 2 hours?" And this like happens all the time, like with silly stuff. Like my right now, I lost my charger for my Garmin wristband that tracks my sleep. So I'm like, well, I gotta order another one because I don't know where it is, and like maybe 2 weeks from now, I'll remember where I put it. But for right now, I have no idea. I can't even remember what I did with it or where the last time I had it was. So just forget it. So I have issues like memory lapses like that and stuff. Socially, I don't like keep up with relationships. I don't have the energy. I don't plan things. I don't socialize. It's still hard for me to sit in a restaurant. It's still hard for me to like talk to people. I have like this social anxiety now that I never really had before, where I'm like, oh my gosh, should I say something weird? Are they gonna think I'm strange? Or um, I call it like a vulnerability hangover. Like if I say something in class, I'm like, oh my gosh, people are gonna think I'm weird or crazy, and then they're gonna think I need help, and I don't need help because like look what help did to me. Like it fried my fucking brain, you know. Um, so I have like weird anxiety stuff like that, where I just like it's better for me just to stay quiet and just do what I gotta do to get through the day, you know. But whatever. What else? Let me think. What else do I have? What else do I have? Like I don't have intrusive thoughts. They're gone. No suicidal stuff. That's gone. No, you know, anything scary like that is long, long gone. Way in the past. Um, I think it's made me more compassionate to other people. I still am very kind of very angry. Like, why did this happen to me? I get really. I have like a very short stick for like if I have to go to the doctor or something. Like I already have a plan in my head. Like if you say something that tells me like this didn't happen to me, or you say something that is like that's impossible, like medication doesn't do that, like I don't really have time to talk to you and I'm gonna leave. So like I already go if I have to go see a doctor or something, I prepare myself ahead of time. Like they're probably not gonna believe you because most of them don't, and that's fine. But I'm not gonna be your fucking patient. See ya, you know. So thank God I've got lucky, and I have a few. Like I go to functional medicine doctor, and she I wouldn't say she believes me 100%, but she says like you're toxic, like you had way too many medications in too short a time, and your body's not going to behave correctly. You know, it's just not. You know, and then another doctor, the visual doctor said this. You're the third person I've seen like this week, and he said, you know, half the people get better, half the people don't. We could try medication, but you don't sound like you want to. And I said, look, a benzo caused this. Like, I never had these symptoms until I came off that drug. And he said, he didn't argue with me. So I'm like, well, maybe he's heard it before. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, medical trauma is real. I don't ever want to go to a psychiatrist again. I feel like they almost killed me more than once. I did have a reaction to Lyrica in 2011, I think, that put me in the hospital. Um, I think I had a reaction to Prozac like a long time ago. So like I think I've always been sensitive to meds, and I just let them tell me, "Oh, those are just, you know, keep taking it, you'll be fine." Or, "Oh, that's just a symptom of post traumatic stress," or, "Oh, that's just panic." You know, that's your mental illness. It's not the medication. Medication can't do that. It's all bullshit, you know. Now that I'm off and I am clear-minded and like I know how to freaking research things and I have access to databases where I can read journal articles about withdrawal from benzodiazepines, like there it is. It's all there. like how they can't apply that to one of their patients. I don't really get it. So yeah, I'm pretty much, I gave up on everything medical. I'm scared to death of doctors, really, to be honest with you. It's something that I think about a lot. Like, what would happen if I got in an accident, or what would happen if I need surgery? So, like, I'm just trying to not think about that as much as possible while I heal. Okay, so there, I posted in one of the groups, what do you guys want to hear about? And I don't want to forget. I think I made. Okay, so here's a couple from the group. Food intolerances. I can't eat garbanzo beans. Sugar, too much sugar. Gluten makes my legs hurt so bad. And like I haven't eaten gluten in like 4 days right now, and my legs feel so much better. I can't even tell you. I get like this really deep joint aching in both of my knees when I eat bread. I just think it's ridiculous because I've eaten bread my entire life, but for some reason now I can't eat it. Caffeine gives me vertigo. I cannot drink caffeine. It makes my visual worse. And when I say caffeine, I drink like chai tea. I didn't drink coffee. It totally spun me out. I can't do any of that. Balsamic vinegar makes me itch. I'm scared. I have, instead of intolerances, I have food phobias, I would say. So I'm still scared of things like shrimp, peanuts, soy. What else am I scared of? Just random foods that I haven't eaten in a long time, like pine nuts or pomegranate, or let me think, anything crab or shrimp, sushi. I really miss sushi, but I'm scared to eat it. I can't tell if it's intuition or like you shouldn't eat it because it's bad for you, or it's just some ridiculous irrational thought. I have no idea. Okay, so that's one. How do I deal with palpitations or cortisol surges? I mean, you just deal with it. I don't know. I just kept telling myself that it was uh, withdrawal from their medication. I do always say to people it's better to get checked out by a doctor to make sure like nothing serious is wrong with you. And then once you get all cleared and everything is normal, then you know it's got to be the drug, because what else could it be? Like nothing else causes cortisol surges if your heart is fine. You know what I'm saying? What else would do that? What else would cause heart palpitations if you've had an EKG and blood test to tell you that your heart is fine? Nothing else would cause that except coming off of a drug. So like that's what I told myself. Like this is all withdrawal. You're gonna be fine. Just got to make it through today, or just got to make it through this week. And when you're early on, you just got to make it through 1 second, and then it's like okay, I can make it through 1 hour, and then it goes to 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and now it's just like I'm cool. Like I'm not like frantic over the time anymore. So I'm like I just tell myself like in 6 months I'll be so much better, or by spring I'm not gonna feel this, and sometimes symptoms just go away overnight, and you're like, oh wow, I didn't even realize it was gone. Like 6 weeks went by, and I'm like, oh, when was the last time I had heart palpitations? I don't remember. So really, that's it. You just deal with it, and I don't know. You just get checked out, and just acceptance, really radical acceptance. Head pressure and body stiffness, yes, and it's the same. You just wait. You just wait. Okay, what else? Another question was, what was it, how did it change before you knew it was getting better? Did you have to force it, or did it just kind of happen? I can tell you that nothing like really helped it. Like I do take vitamin D, vitamin C every once in a while, B12 under my tongue. Epsom baths really helped me a lot, but I didn't do any of these things until like 2 years off, except for Epsom. But some people react to Epsom, so like don't take that as advice. Eating clean helped me because it feels like I had less anxiety and I slept better. If I eat like crap, I felt like crap, and that goes for normal people. So like if normal people eat like crap, they're gonna feel like crap. They're gonna feel like crap. So that's not really like a benzo related thing, but a lot of people doubt that diet can help, and that's cool. If you don't think it helps you, then don't do it. But to me, it helped me. Okay, so I just went over my symptoms that were lingering and symptoms that have disappeared. There's been a ton that are gone, and I'm so grateful. Oh my God. Okay, and then the last one was insomnia and exercise tolerance. So yeah, I have insomnia still pretty bad. But I sleep like a long time. Like last night I slept like 9.5 hours, but I woke up 3 times. Sometimes I wake up and I'm wide awake for like an hour, can't fall back asleep. Other times, I'm up and I'm so drowsy that I just like fall right back asleep, or I go to the bathroom and I fall right back asleep. So to me, that's nothing. Like, especially when you've been through hell, like waking up 3 times is not a big deal, because like 3 years ago I couldn't sleep for more than 20 minutes. So I'll take it, and it's just like I know it's just part of the process. I feel like a lot of people get really freaked out about sleep, and like, oh my god, what if I can't sleep? Okay, you're not going to sleep. You're not going to die from not sleeping. You're not going to die from sleeping 20 minutes, and then waking up for 4 hours, and then 20 minutes, and then waking up for an hour. Like, your body is just trying to figure things out, and it's not sleeping because it's trying to heal. So, and the drug messed you up. So a lot of people freak out about sleeping. You're not going to die. Exercise intolerance. Okay, let me tell you, before this happened to me, I used to CrossFit like a junkie, like 5 times a week, very high intensity. I was lifting really heavy weights. I was really in shape. I would run a 5K every month for 3 years without even running. Like, I just did CrossFit and I would run and not even have to practice. Okay. And I would finish a 5K in like 27 minutes or 25 minutes. I did Tough Mudder. I did a 10-mile run. Like, it took 4 hours to do that race. So I did not want to lose my exercise. Like, that was so important to me. That was the way that some people go to work every day, or like take their dog for a walk, or like bathe their kids at night. That was exercise for me. Like, that was my thing. So I fought really hard for a really long time not to lose exercise, because I'm like, you're not taking my whole life. Like, you're taking my sanity, the pain in my body. You're taking everything from me. I can't barely leave my house. You're not taking my fucking exercise. And I tried to hold on to that so long, and that was like the last thing that I lost. Like, okay, there it goes. I can't do it. There were times that I like tried to exercise, and it was like my brain just shut down, and I would drop things, or I would fall, or I would feel like I was gonna pass out, or I'd be so dizzy in my head I couldn't drive. Like, I have to get a ride home. So I'm at a certain point, I'm like, Angie, you can't do this anymore. Like, you're making yourself worse. So I just stopped. I completely stopped. After a couple months, I tried so hard to hang on to that. I lost my gym friends. I lost my connections in the community. Like, that was my life, and I lost that part of my life, from this process. So then I just started walking. Like, I would just walk the dog down the street. Like, let me just walk 1 block. That's it. Or I would walk to the mailbox. And then it was 2 blocks, and then 3 blocks, and then 4 blocks, and I would just do what I could. I would get like, if I did any movement at all, like more than 5 minutes or something, I would get tingling in my legs. It would feel like, what's that word? Pop. What are they called? Hold on. That candy that you put in your mouth. It's like fizz. Pop rocks. That's it. Pop rocks. If I walked down the street, my legs would feel like pop rocks. I could feel things popping inside of my legs. It absolutely made no sense. And I would get like anxiety from that, and I would get air hunger where I feel like I couldn't breathe. So like, I couldn't even walk. You know what I'm saying? But now I just gradually did that. Like, every day I tried to push it just a little bit farther. Over a year span. Okay, like, not quickly. And now I can walk I walk like a mile and a half in the morning, a mile and a half at night, and I do it every single day. And if I don't walk, I feel miserable. So it's like part of my routine. I have to do it. It helps me. But do I lift weights? Nope. I've gained a lot of weight. I barely even stretch. I tried to, over the summer, do some like dance videos, and that lasted about 2 weeks. And then the caffeine really screwed me up, so I stopped doing that. I did start yoga Monday of last week, but really it was more of meditation. Like, I really didn't do any yoga. So I'm just going slow. I'm sure it'll come back at a certain point. I read stories about people all the time that say that they're fine. They can run a marathon now. So it's just a matter of time. So that's it. If you like this video, click like. If you didn't, don't bother clicking don't like. But I don't know why people click don't like on some of my videos. I don't know what you don't like. Maybe I scare you. I don't know. I hope I don't scare you, but I just want you to know that even the worst cases can heal. I considered myself a really, really bad case. There was times I didn't speak for like months, like a couple months. I couldn't even go on Facebook for 4 months. I mean, I couldn't cook for myself. I couldn't sleep, all kinds of stuff. And I'm better. So like, if I can get better, so can you. But I also don't want you to compare your story to mine, because I am probably one of the worst cases because I was on so many different medications, and who knows what did what. It's all nervous system damage. But I'm healing, so if I'm healing, it's possible for you to heal. And if you have any questions, I usually answer comments, so just put them below and I will get back to you. All right, thanks.